Morning. Okay, so we're going to start the next part of our study of motion. And today we're going to have some fun being engineers because that's what I love to do with you guys, make you be engineers. So we're going to do some building today with things that you can find in your house, and I'm going to give you some ideas and some examples. Okay, so today we're going to kind of review a little bit about what we learned yesterday about motion, movement, and what causes things to move. And then today we're going to learn how we can manipulate movement. Okay, manipulate it means how we can get things to move the way we want them to move. Okay, depending on things that we do. So we're going to talk about that, but I'm just going to review some things that we covered yesterday. So here's my car. I can't just say, car, move, right? I can't do that. I have to give it a what? A push. I have to give it a push to make it move. The cars that we ride in every day, we're not out there pushing them with our hands, making them move, but they do have an engine under the hood of the car that gives the car the push that it needs to move, okay? So, things move with a push and a pull, okay? A push or a pull, all right? Things also move when gravity, remember that word, gravity gets involved. And gravity is really always involved. It's the reason why I'm standing on the floor and that you're sitting or standing where you are. All right? It's because of gravity. If we didn't have gravity, we'd be floating around. And that would be fun, yes, but also quite annoying at times. So, gravity is super important. And I can kind of give you an idea of what gravity is with this next demonstration. So here I have a ball, okay, and I have it sitting totally still on my table. All right? So I can activate gravity. I can say, gravity work, turn on gravity, because right now gravity is doing all it can do. This is a flat surface, and the ball is down on it, and it's still. It's not moving anywhere, okay? But I can activate gravity to make this ball go even further down, okay? Further down, to like the floor down. Right? Because objects can't go through other solid objects, all right? I have to interfere a little bit to make gravity work even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly, carefully, what happened? Right. Okay. I turned gravity, I activated it, I turned gravity on, okay? I made the uneven surface by lifting one end and causing a slope to occur, okay? A slope. A slope is like a hill, okay? I created a slope. And when something is at the top of the slope, eventually, especially if it's a sphere, it's going to roll down to the bottom of the slope because gravity is going to grab it and pull it down, okay? Rather than go chase that ball, I'll just grab another one. So, same thing on this side, okay? I can change the direction. I can make my slope go, I don't want my table to fall. So I created a slope which activated gravity to grab hold of that ball and pull it. I didn't touch it. I didn't push it. I didn't blow on it. All I did was created a slope, and that ball went. It rolled, and now it's on the floor. And unless I tipped my house over to create another slope, it's just going to stay there, unmoving on the floor until something or someone gives it a push or a pull. It will never move. ever, 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 until it is given a push or a pull, either from gravity, which doesn't make much sense because it's on the floor of my basement, so I don't really know how much further down it can go. But somebody could come in here and kick it, cause and effect. Kick the ball, what happens? It goes, right? I could blow air on it and possibly move it that way, all right? So it'll never, ever, ever move again until somebody gives it a push or a pull. It will stay there forever. And I assure you I will pick it up shortly. But that's a pull, right? So it's a pull against gravity if I picked it up. So that's gravity, all right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to have some fun making ramps. Okay, what I just did with my table is kind of like a ramp, but I have to hold it up. All I did was created a slope. A ramp is a slope, okay? But, Scotch tape. A ramp is, in a sense, making a slope, okay? It's just one that you don't actually have to handle. You're going to have other objects to help you do it. And so I'm just going to give you some ideas about some things that I found in my house that can be used to make some pretty cool slopes, and some things and the objects that I'm going to use today, and then some things that I'm pretty sure everybody has in their house that I would like you to grab. For instance, tape. You know, what engineer doesn't need tape sometimes? Whether it's this kind of tape, duct tape, Scotch tape, whatever. Tape is like my best friend, okay? Especially duct tape. I use it all the time. So, tape. Maybe some empty cups. Balls. We need balls. I really hope you guys are going to be able to find balls. And different sized ones, okay? Different sized ones and different weighted ones. Find any kind of sphere that you can, because we're, like I said, we're going to create ramps, and we're going to play with motion today, and slopes, and speed, and it's just going to be a lot of fun, all right? So, some things that I found that you might have in your house too, is like I have this piece of wood here, all right? So if I have this piece of wood, and I put it on my table, do I have a slope? No, I don't have a slope, so I need to find some way to lift up an end and prop up an end. Maybe a bowl, right? I have a bowl here. Suddenly, I now have a slope, okay? Some other things that you might have, I'm pretty sure everybody has some sort of a plastic bowl or even a regular cereal bowl or something that you can use, okay? But if you can't find a piece of wood, maybe you have a box, okay? An empty box. This is Christmas time. There's boxes all over the place, right? So maybe an empty box. Suddenly, boom, I have a ramp. I have a slope, all right? Or a book. Yes. Look. I have a ramp or a slope, right? There we go. So, we're going to read this soon. So, something else that makes a pretty fun ramp, and I like it because it's flexible. See that? It's flexible and it's really nice, right? And this is where I might need some tape too. I don't know, but you know, these are just things that you wrap around your pipes. A lot of people have them in their houses, especially in the wintertime. And what I like about them is they hold balls really good. See? So if you have some of this stuff, cut it down the middle, or if it's already cut, awesome. And you can use that as a slope. Okay, so that's what I would like you to do right now, is I would like you to pause this video, and I want you to go with your partner, with your mom or your dad or whomever you're with, your partner, and find some different objects to use to create. So, pause now. Okay. So, I hope you guys have come back and you have some sort of cool objects to use to create your slopes. Now, Mrs. Lewis, I decided last minute that I'm going to use this wood for right now. I don't know, I just think it's cool. All right, and now we're gonna play with our slopes and our balls. All right, so find different things that you can roll down. Oopsie, I'm fighting gravity picking up this ball that still did not move until I went and picked it up. Okay, here it is. So you're gonna play with your ramps. And these are the questions that I want you to be thinking about as you're doing this exploration, playing with your ramps. How fast does it go? When I say it, I mean the balls. Okay, how fast do the balls go? All right? What causes them to go fast or slow? Some of you might have balls that go like all the way to the other end of your house. Like if you have a hallway in your house, do this in the hallway because it creates like a really awesome runway. So do that. But so some of you might have balls that will like go all the way to the end of the hallway, and some of you will have a ball be like it goes to the end of the ramp and then it just kind of putters out and stops like a foot away from the end of the ramp. Why did that happen? How can you make it go faster? Have some ideas. All right. How far does it travel? That's what we just talked about. So what causes it to go fast or slow? How far does it travel when it's going fast and slow? What caused it to go far or less far? These are all things I want you to think about. Was it the ball? Was it the slope? Was it where you started the ball on the slope? Does it make a difference if you start a ball here compared to starting a ball here? Find out. What if you start the ball down here? How far will it go? Will this ball and this ball that are almost the same size as each other go just as far, starting from the same place? If I start this ball here, where is it going to go? If I start this ball here, where is it going to go? Do they both land in the same place or not? Why do you think? What about this ball and this ball? Which one's going to go farther? What about this ball and this ball? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to play with your ramps, okay? There's some other things that you can do too after you've played with it for a little while. Then you can make things interesting and be like, I think I want my ramp to be even higher. Maybe even higher. Maybe I want my ramp to be lower. How is that going to change what the ball does? The cause of you changing the height of your slope is going to have an effect on your balls. Why? Okay, what happens? I really want to see some videos of you guys doing this. All right? So go ahead now, pause the video, and go play with your ramps and slopes. All right, that was fun. That was so fun. I know you guys had a great time doing that. I was playing with these last night. So now what I want you to do, we're not done playing with our ramps. I'm going to change this one out a little bit because it's a little long. And I think I'm going to grab a book. And I'm going to grab my cup again. All right. going to talk about something else. All right, I'm going to grab, I think, this ball and an empty cup. Yay! And we're going to see what happens when I take this ball and I roll it down my ramp, and hopefully it hits the cup. It did not hit the cup. So, there's something called getting over here and playing the aim game and aim it at the cup. Ooh, what happened? What happened? Crash! Yes, I hear you guys saying crash. We had a crash. Yes, we had a collision. Say collision. Collision. Crash. So, this is extremely important, this word collision, because unless the ball collides, another way to say collision, collides with something else, the ball will never, ever, ever stop. It has to be stopped. So when you're playing with your balls and stuff on your ramps in your hallway, things like the wall collides with the ball and eventually it stops. Doors, rugs, right? Rugs that mess up that smooth surface, okay, of your hallway. Maybe it hits a rug and then boop, that will slow it down to a stop. Those are all collisions. Anything that your ball touches on its motion journey is called a collision and will eventually cause your ball to stop. Okay? A crash. When two cars crash into each other, suddenly they're in motion, crash! Now their cars all mangled up on the side of the road, not moving anymore, okay? It's a collision. So, super fun to make collisions happen, all right? Now I can get a heavier ball, all right, and cause an even more interesting collision. What do you think's going to happen to the cup? What do you think? All right, let's find out if you're right. If I can aim my ball to hit the cup. Notice I'm not pushing. I'm letting gravity do the pull. I'm just going to let go. Oh, I did not aim very well. Let's try that again. Did it collide though? It did collide. And it moved the cup, right? Changed the direction of the ball. It went down, and then the ball collided again with the floor. Right. Collided again with the floor. All right, let's get better at this, Mrs. Lewis. Cup's gone. Why did this ball knock the cup off the table, but not this ball? Good, all right, nice. So, keep thinking. Another thing that you can do, if some of you have your wooden blocks at home, if you don't, you can find all kinds of things to crash and collide your balls into and see what happens. I want you to do that. Right? I want you to cause all kinds of collisions. If you have a deck of cards, make a card house and then roll balls into it to make it collide. All right? Collision stops motion. All right? Collision stops motion. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to try to, let me see how long this video is. Hang on. Okay, we're still good. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to manipulate, okay, there's that word I used earlier, manipulate the direction of my ball. Okay, this is, if you think about, if you've ever played miniature golf before, okay, you have all these obstacles that you have to get your ball through to eventually get the ball in the hole way over there. But you started way over here, and you have to go that way and then that way to get the ball. So you have to create obstacles. Okay, that's another really good word, obstacles. Okay, to get the ball to change direction. All right? Think about miniature golf. They get the little putter, they hit the ball bounces off the wall. What happens when it bounces off the wall? I said the word bounce. It collided with the wall, but it wasn't a big enough collision to cause the ball to stop, okay? Because you have to have a really good collision to do that, all right? And it bounced off the wall, it collided with the wall, and then whoop, suddenly the direction changes, all right? So that's another thing that collision does. But eventually, after the ball collides with a bunch of things, and gravity gets involved, the ball's going to stop. So my job right now is I'm going to see if I can knock this piece of wood off my table by causing a collision and a change of direction. It's going to be trial and error. If it doesn't work the first time, adjust, move things around, see what happens. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna make my green ball hit the red cup. I'm gonna see what happens to my green ball and where it goes. Is it going to collide and then just fall right off the table? Who knows? We're gonna find out. It didn't even hit the red ball. Am I gonna cry and give up? No, of course not. Here we go. I'm moving. See how I was here in the middle, aiming at the red cup. But I noticed that my table might be a little uneven. So it's kind of going that direction. So I moved over. Right? I want to see if I can do this. Okay. That was a little bit too direct on and nothing happened. What I want to do, in a sense, is I want to make my ball hit the red cup in just the right spot, that when it collides with the red cup is going to cause it to roll that way and boop, knock the wood off the table. Okay? Try doing these things. Oh, that's another thing. You know, like the game of pool where you have the pool stick and you when you hit the white ball and it bounces all over the place and hits the other balls into the pockets? It's the same type of thing. Collisions. Changing directions. Okay? Let me try this one more time. Adjusting. No, stop. Different ball. Let's see. I gotta be fast. Oh! Well, I changed the direction. It hit here and then went that way. So it was no longer going this way. It hit the ball and then it went down that way. So I want you to try this out. And it would be a lot easier if I was on the floor. I'd have a lot more space. So that is what your job is for today. And then in your science notebooks, I want you to answer the question, what happens when objects collide? What happens? We just did all kinds of stuff about collisions and colliding and gravity and all that stuff and pushing and pulling and motion. So what happens when objects collide? Okay, you can draw a picture and describe it to me. I can't wait to see your videos. And I hope you had fun with this because this is like one of my favorite lessons to do, where I get to see the kids building and creating. So, okay, bye.